me first explain, if I may, just a moment, explain the absence of the Secretary of Labor, who usually accompanies me to this event. Her mother passed away Thursday night, and she is with her family, and I'll be joining them later today. So Elaine sends her regrets for not being here. I also want to mention that your great Congressman Ed Whitfield, the House of Representatives is still in session. The House of Representatives is still in session. We finished up in the Senate last night at 11 o'clock, and it's great to be at Fancy Farm and to see so many old friends. David Williams, you're doing a terrific job as President of the State Senate. We're really proud of you. Secretary of State Trey Grayson, we're proud of you as well, and it's good to see you here. And the first Republican governor in a generation, Ernie Fletcher, we're proud of you. The finest First Lady in anybody's memory, Glenna Fletcher. And I see another familiar face from days gone by. Steve Beshear, welcome back to Fancy Farm. We give Steve a lot of credit for showing up today. We all know how tough it can be to get back on that horse after you've been thrown off. But we're glad to see you're able to get up, dust off your riding breeches, climb on your saddle, and rally the foxhounds. In all seriousness, it is good to see both Steve and Jane here today. It actually warms my heart, Steve, to see you back as a candidate for statewide office again.
Another gamble!
And again. And again. I also heard that Carol Hubbard has moved into a new Senate district so he can run for that office again. It's actually good to see that Kentucky Democrats embrace recycling. But I come to tell Kentucky Democrats an inconvenient truth. Just as they recycle the same old candidates, they recycle the same old ideas. Steve, Kentucky didn't buy your ideas in 1987. They didn't buy them in 1996. Now we all know that Steve likes to roll the dice. But trust me, the third time will not be a charm. 11 years ago, I warned Kentucky not to be besheared by Steve's enthusiasm for tax increases. Now I'm here to deliver a new warning. Steve Beshear wants you to believe he's just a regular Joe, but in reality, he's a liberal tax and spender. That's right. Steve has more in common with Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and Ted Kennedy than he does with everybody else. Steve Beshear is cut from the same cloth is the liberals in Washington. They're the high-taxing, heavy-regulating, ambulance-chasing crowd, and they'd love to see Steve, one of their own, elected our governor. In Washington, Steve's liberal buddies passed a budget that envisions the largest tax increase in history. In fact, it's 3 times as big as Bill Clinton's. They want to double the tobacco tax, put Kentucky farmers out of work, to pay for a welfare program that would go toward wealthy New Yorkers who make as much as $80,000 a year. They want to impose a carbon tax, that's a coal tax, to put thousands of Kentucky miners and energy producers out of work. They want to regulate your SUVs and pickup trucks out of existence and kill thousands of Kentucky auto industry jobs at Ford, Toyota, and Corvette, and the Corvette plant. As a result of all the interruptions, I'm out of time. I know that'll make some of you happy. Let me just conclude. Steve, I hope you'll invite Hillary to Kentucky to campaign for you. When you stand with Hillary, Nancy Pelosi, and Howard Dean, you don't stand with Kentucky. Ernie Fletcher does stand with Kentucky, and a perfect example of it is the energy plant that Peabody may well build here in western Kentucky. Ernie Fletcher said we've got to provide the incentives. He stood down the House Democrats. Jody Richards folded, and because of Ernie Fletcher, we may have a great new energy technology here in West Kentucky. Ernie Fletcher does stand with Kentucky, and that's why he's going to have another 4 years as our governor.